Hi guys, it's Margie from Margiless Creations, and today I'm going to show you some neat things to do with the corner to corner, also known as the C2C stitch. I like using it for doing pixel blankets and stuff, especially in my pattern I made up for a scarf. It's kind of a pixel diamond scarf thing. Yeah, so to start off with, I like putting all of my yarn onto clothespins because then it's easier to clip on and you don't get messed up and stuff. So to start off with, we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to double crochet into the 3rd stitch. So 1, 2, 3 into this one. And then we'll double crochet the next 2 stitches. And so this will be the starting of our, I guess I'm making a scarf, so it's starting of the scarf. Okay, so that's the starting of how it works. So you've got 3 stitches and you've got your chain space. So then we chain another 6. And then we go into the 3rd stitch. Okay, and then you slip stitch into that chain space right here. Then we chain 3, and that's basically the pattern, and you repeat it over and over again until you get to your decreasing corners. So you chain 6 to start off with, 3 double crochet, and then when you're starting a corner, it's 6 double crochet and you repeat it. Or 6 chains, and then you repeat it. And then when you're going in your thing, you just crochet, chain 3, and then continue that way. So with this one, so like I said, I'm working on my pixel scarf. And so I'll show you here how I like changing colors and what I do for my colors. Because I personally hate weaving in ends at the end. I find it so tedious, and so I try to minimize the amount I have to stitch in at the end. So I've got my yellow that I'm going to be adding in here, and sorry for the shaky camera. So I've got my yellow I'm going to be adding in here. So I start with a slip stitch on that. Okay, and then so I'm at the point where I finished this one, but I need to connect it to here. So I'm going to actually connect it with the colored yarn. Okay, and slip stitch it in there and pull the black one tight. And then I'm going to do my chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to work over this end. 2 and 3, and then what I do with the end here is I make another little knot by pushing through the chain stitch there. Just do a slip knot, and then I pull it through the end here, and then I will crochet over it when I get to this end. Okay, so I'm going to switch back to my black. So I've got my black over here. So I need to add another black on this side so that I'm not crossing over and everything with my yarn. So you get to see another color change here. So again, start with a slip stitch. And see, I'm already tangled up with my yarns. So I'm going to actually clip this black, my first black, onto the end over here, and then I'm going to click my yellow into the center, and then this one's going to go on the side here once I'm done. Okay, so then I'm going to use the new black and So then I chain 3, and I crochet over top of the tail end, 3 double crochet. Okay, and then pull it through. And then I will crochet over it on this end. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and double crochet into the 3rd chain. Okay, so here I'm actually going to be using the yellow. So then I just pull it over like that and slip stitch with the color. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm working over that tail end as well, of the tail end of the black. So there's 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I will trim my tail without cutting myself like I almost did. Ouch. Okay, good, no blood. And then I slip stitch into here, and I'm going to be working over this tail. One, 2, 3, and then 3 double crochet. Trim my tail. Okay, so now I'm going to be working with the black. And see, I'm tangled up because I took that off because it was annoying me. So I'm going to be working with this black. Now there's a problem because it's down here and we need it up here. So what I do is I slip stitch it up the top of the double crochets from that row. So basically 3 slip stitches, and then I slip stitch it all together. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is my corner, because this is the base of my hilt and whatever it is. So I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4. So that I'm going to slip stitch along the edge here, and then I'm going to basically treat it as if I'm just continuing the pattern, right? So then I chain 3 instead of chaining 6, because this is my 1, 2, 3. That counts as like the first of your chain 6 for your corner. 2, 3, and then you crochet into your chain space. I hope that makes sense. With my sword pattern, there's a lot of corners because it's fashioned after a diamond pickaxe from Minecraft. So then I slip stitch here. And if you want the pattern for the sword, I will be posting it in the links in the comments. And you can download it from Ravelry or on Etsy, whichever you prefer. And if you've crocheted something of mine, please share it on my Facebook page, Margelous Creations. I'd love to see what you guys have created by using my videos and my patterns. And then, so I'm going to the black, and I've got a slip stitch up here. So now this is my corner piece as well, right? Because I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches here. So I'm going to slip stitch into that one. I'm going to, oh shoot, that was supposed to be black. Okay. See, I'm too busy talking instead of paying attention. So you guys get to see me frog work. Okay, so there we go. So then we would just turn it, and I will continue my pattern, but I'm going to show you guys how it will turn out. This is one is half finished, so this is basically what we were just working on here, and then I've got my sword, and I'm working up here on it. So with doing the hilt, I've attached one end. So I will show you how I do the other end there. So if I'm going to attach it at row 20, so that would be right here, I'm going to take a new black. Oh, no, I'm going to be taking my yellow because I'm looking at my pattern. And so I am going to be attaching it off of row 19. Okay, so this is row 20, so this is row 19, so I'm going to attach it here, and then I would just be basically following the whole pattern. And same thing, just work over the ends. And then I would slip stitch it into this stitch here. See, and it just continues the pattern. It looks exactly the same. Okay, so then for the next stitch, I will be working here. I actually need to slip stitch it up. So instead of doing my chain 3 or my chain 6, I'm going to slip stitch 3 like it's a corner. Okay, and then into that corner, and then I'm going to 1, 2, 3 chain out, turn my work, and crochet over this spot here. So 1, 2, 3, into that one, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. So the decreases are really easy. Okay, so that I'm crocheting, slipping into this one, but I'm going to be switching to black for here. For this next stitch. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, turn the work, slip stitch with my color. So I will be chaining, so it's up here, so my work finished off down here, so I'm going to be chaining or slip stitching that up to where I need it. And that's how you change colors and switch things. So you can do so many things with this C2C stitch. Okay, so I just finished row 57 of the main part of the sword, and as you can see, there's lots of increases and decreases. And so what I did for these sections as I was carrying up the yarn is I just slip stitched them here and then continued on with the color patterns. So I'm just going to show you a bunch of decreases in a row here since I'm at the very end of my pattern. And so the decrease again is you slip stitch 3, just like you were slip stitching carrying your colors, and then you chain 3, and my ball of yarn is stuck. So something I like doing when I do pixel blankets or graph patterns is I like printing the pictures, like printing the page up and then putting it inside a plastic sheet and using a whiteboard marker to mark my progress as I go. And my kitty's trying to get my attention. So at this point, what you can do is you can continue working with your black, like I was just doing, with just one color of your black, or you can continue to switch your colors. I'm going to continue switching between the two things of black so that at the very top I end up having both strands to work with, because then I will end up working a slip stitch or a single crochets around the whole edge of the swords, and it'll be starting at the point and working down each side, so then it'll be a mirror image of each other. And I think I also forgot to mention at the beginning of the video that I am using the Red Heart Super Saver Comfort brand yarn, so it's worsted weight, and I'm using my I hook, but you can use your J hook or your G or your H, whichever you prefer using for your worsted weight, depending on your tightness of your crochet. And here's Kitty. Quinto. Sorry about that. Anyhow, he's outside now. He's not going to bug me anymore, unless my kids let him in. Okay. There we go. So a slip stitch up the side, chain 3, 3 double crochet, and that's, oh, I pressed my button. Pretty much it for doing the C2Cs, color switching, decreases, increases. Yeah, so again, for changing colors, it's just like doing the sides, and you slip stitch up to the top, slip stitch into the last hook, hoop, loop. I suffer from memory loss and words are hard for me. Sorry. Okay, so then I've got 1 stitch left. Nope, sorry. And there it is, all finished. So you can use any different color combinations you want. But yeah, there it is. See you guys in the next pattern.